We all know that this Charlie Kirk memorial spectacle is pushing an agenda and rallying a base. But the thing is it's going to feel normal to evangelicals. When you're wondering why they don't think it's weird as hell, it's because this is what all their funerals are like. Sure, when Uncle Tony dies, it's not on a national stage, broadcast across TV. The president doesn't show up. But Fundy funerals are always about the agenda of the cult and never about the actual person. Every single funeral I ever attended growing up barely mentioned the person who passed. It was entirely about shoring up the faith of the believers, making sure this loss didn't make them doubt God and turn away from their faith, and then converting the unbelievers. At my aunt's funeral a couple months ago, I literally kept track of how many times they mentioned God versus her. They mentioned God like 4 times as often as her. Hell, the pastor mentioned the Apostle Paul like 3 times as often. And that's not uncommon. Death is a powerful tool, and they know that. Using a death to advance the mission of the cult is the Christian way. Literally from the very beginning.
You want to know why we don't care? George Zimmerman. Yep, the dude who unalived Trayvon Martin. He auctioned off his Pe0ple, that unalived Trayvon Martin, online, and the highest bidding was $65 million. Now, he did end up selling it privately for $250,000 because the bidding fell through, but $65 million! And then he continued to go to Pe0ple shows and sign autographs on people's pews. You know, because people are still big fans of racism and Pe0ple violence. And now we fast forward to today, and everyone all of a sudden has moral standards. Oh, those content creators be pissing me off so bad. I don't care what side you're on, but what happened to Charlie was terrible. The only people picking sides are the people choosing to speak up now. Stop telling us to mourn someone who has never mourned us. Stop telling us to mourn someone when you never mourned us.
How these people say, oh, put up or pull up your bootstrap. Like every time they try as much as possible to gaslight, these guys, okay, just because they want them to, agree on their own terms and what they want them to do. Look at what has been happening. Everybody wants sympathy. Everybody's calling for empathy. But when it happens to somebody who looks, we all know that there won't be any sympathy. And forgetting the fact that this guy actually said lots of things, okay, that actually made a lot of people angry, right? He actually said a lot of things that, caused a lot of people not to even think about empathy at all, okay, during this time. I guess that we are all trying to, rub it in and just, forget about it. They have tried so hard to gaslight everyone who looks like me, okay, to make it look like, it's just a simple thing. Well, just his a speech. You guys just get used to it, okay? Get over it already, okay? He just said those words. He has freedom of speech and all that. So other people do not have freedom of speech or what, right? Well, guys, let's get into this video. I have other clips I gathered for you guys. Then I'll come back with the commentary. Credit to our creators on this video. Let's go watch.
A great replacement of white people is far more sinister than any redistricting project. That is at the core of the Democrat project, at the core. And Jasmine Crockett is just some circus act in that entire operation. But it's definitely serious. You shouldn't take what she says seriously. It's just a joke. What she represents is very serious, which is the continued attempt to eliminate the white population in this country.
Many MAGA Republicans will tell you that Charlie Kirk wasn't a racist. He didn't spew or espouse the politics of white supremacy. But I've been telling you that white Christian nationalism is the biggest threat to this country, and behind it is the fear that white people will one day be replaced in the United States of America. They wholeheartedly believe that black people and brown people are an existential threat to them being here in this country. This is why you see the hypercriminalization of black and brown people. This is why you see immigrants being attacked on a daily basis. Now, when I tell most MAGA Republicans that they support the politics of white supremacy, they look at me like I have 2 heads, like I'm crazy. Like most white people I talk to tell me that when I say that Charlie Kirk was a white supremacist, or when I say MAGA Republicans support the politics of white supremacy, they believe that I'm being extreme. I have these conversations all the time. In fact, here's a literal conversation that I had with a pretty good friend of mine. But they said, I really don't agree with that narrative. I think it's extreme. That's like you trying to convince me that I support white supremacy. Now, you can read the rest of that. The conversation was pretty intense, and we have these conversations daily. Now, here's the literal dogma of white supremacy. I was part of a white supremacist organization, and we recited the 14 words. We must secure the existence of our race and a future for white children. Now, that was the primary slogan, but there was a secondary slogan too, a response to the first one. And it was why? Because the beauty of the white Aryan woman must not perish from the earth. Now, why do you think these white men in power don't want women to have bodily autonomy? Because they want them to push out their babies. Why do they preach that these women should submit to their husband under the guise of Christian love and morality, that the husband is the head of the household? Because it's all about the subjugation of the white woman. So I don't care if it makes people feel uncomfortable. If you feel some discomfort, good. Because whether you want to admit it or not, the politics of white supremacy, literal white supremacy, and the ideology, it goes hand in hand with MAGA Republican ideology today. And if you don't believe me, I challenge you to go read the 88 precepts of white supremacy, then go read what the Heritage Foundation pushes out, or Project 2025, or any of the MAGA Republican policies. With the wealth of information at our fingertips today, if you are ignorant, it's willful, and you choose to be, and there's zero excuses for that.
You know, maybe it's the villain in me. Maybe that's it. But I don't sanctify or sanitize anybody after they're dead. I don't. If you were a piece of shit in life, you are a piece of shit in death. And never the twain shall meet. If you said some heinous shit, you don't get redeemed by death. So, the Senate, unanimously, and the House voted to make October 14th Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day. Hey, Representative Hakeem Jeffries, Senator Cory Booker, allow me to show you how you treat fascists. Take notes, gentlemen. Take notes. You know what? If you want to make October 14th Charlie Kirk Remembrance Day, then don't give me the sanitized version of Charlie Kirk. Give me the raw one. Give me that real Charlie Kirk. I think content creators should play videos of shit that he actually said over and over and over and over and over again, sparing no one and nothing. I don't want to hear this sanitized, sanctified version of Charlie Kirk. No. Give me the real one. Give me that raw Charlie Kirk. The one that said that he gets on planes and if he sees a black pilot, he's wondering whether or not he's qualified. Give me that one. Give me the one that said that black women are intellectually incapable of having these conversations that white women can have about economics and things of that nature. Give me that Charlie Kirk. Give me the Charlie Kirk that thought that Ketanji Brown Jackson, Michelle Obama, Sheila Jackson Lee are all DEI hires. Give me that raw. Give me that Charlie Kirk. And while you're giving me that Charlie Kirk, remember to put in these two pieces of Charlie Kirk too. He believed that empathy was some new wavy, agey thing. Play that over and over and over for all them people that are crying in their milk or trying to get people fired from their fucking jobs. Play that one. Make sure you play that one. Mr. First Amendment free speech advocate, basically saying, hey, don't feel bad for me. Okay, so we won't. And make sure you put the part of Charlie Kirk that said, some people will have to die. He's okay with some people dying as long as we can keep the Second Amendment to protect all the other amendments. Make sure you put that one in. Because at the end of it, a podcaster, not a state senator or a state congressman, not a governor, not a mayor, not a U.S. senator, not a U.S. congressman, not the vice president, not the president, not a Supreme Court judge, or even a regular schmegular ass judge. They didn't die. No. What we're talking about is a fucking podcaster. If a podcaster can get all of this in this day of remembrance for Charlie Kirk, then let's really remember what killed Charlie Kirk. It wasn't trans women in bathrooms. It wasn't trans people teaching your kids. It wasn't CRT, DEI, or woke. It wasn't black pilots. It wasn't black women. Nope. It wasn't purple-haired people with non-binary as a pronoun. It wasn't pronouns at all. No. And I do not care how hard y'all try to spin this shit. Y'all are out here looking like disgusting ass, bent in the middle, human centipede looking fucking pretzels. I don't care how hard you try to tie yourself in knots to make it. It wasn't any of them. It was a white man with a gun. And the FBI put out those fake ass motherfucking text messages as if that's supposed to prove something. No. All it proves is the FBI has ChatGPT and they don't know how to use it. So if we're really going to talk about Charlie Kirk, then let's talk about how he died. And in fact, since we should talk about it, then what we really should do is celebrate the lives of people who were taken off of this earth, injured, maimed. Their lives will never be the same because of gun violence, mass shootings. Let's talk about it. Let's go there. Let's go there with the fact that Charlie Kirk was a victim of gun violence, but there have been victims. A whole lot of them. Sandy Hook, Parkland, El Paso, Buffalo, Charleston, South Carolina, Las Vegas. Instead of us bringing up the murderers of these people, let's talk about the people that were harmed. Let's talk about them. Let's celebrate their lives. Oh, you want to toss Charlie Kirk on there? Cool, I ain't got a problem with it. But you will talk about all the other ones. Columbine. Tell the truth about how these people died. Tell the truth. That the biggest threat in America are white men, angry white men with arsenals. Want to talk about the killer of Charlie Kirk? Fine. Then let's talk about the fact that he was a Nick Fuentes acolyte. Nick Fuentes who had beef with Charlie Kirk because he wasn't right-wing enough. Let's talk about it. Let's be real. While we're playing clips of shit Charlie Kirk actually said, we could then name the names of people that died in mass shootings, like Uvalde. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about the incel culture, which Nick Fuentes has championed. Then we can talk about Elliot Rodgers. We can talk about him. Let's talk about the fact that Steve Bannon radicalized all these Gamergate fucking guys and told them the Second Amendment's for them too, to protect their rights. And these motherfuckers went from playing Call of Duty while using the N-word to killers, rioters, people that would do violence, like what happened to Heather Heyer in Charlottesville. And how the president at the time, what's that guy's name? Yeah, I can't remember his name. Said there were very fine people on both sides. On one side, there were a bunch of Nazis. And the other people were there to protest against them. Because it wasn't Antifa or BLM that killed that boy. Nope. The same culprit as it's always been. The same goddamn culprit as it's always been. And it's the same motherfucking one that day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, we keep trying to pretend ain't there. Same motherfucking one. We could talk about riots that burned down cities even though that it didn't. But we're going to ignore the fact that a fucking right-wing extremist white terrorist blew up a federal building in Oklahoma City. Same ideology that Kirk liked to spout. It's Timothy McVeigh for the podcaster generation. You want to celebrate him? Okay. We'll celebrate him then. Cool. You might not like how we do it, but you can't get mad. Because remember, he was a free speech advocate. Okay. Then we will use our free speech to tell the fucking truth. Don't give me the angel-winged, sanitized goddamn Charlie Kirk. I don't want that motherfucker. No. I want that raw one. I want that real raw-ass goddamn Charlie Kirk. I want that one. And if you talk to me about context, I will tell you to context these nuts. I don't care. I don't care. Fuck a context. But that's the Charlie Kirk I want. We're going to talk about him. We're going to be real. And since Charlie Kirk became a victim of gun violence, and y'all want to celebrate his life, then we should celebrate the life of everybody who has lost their lives over America's obsession with the gun. We should celebrate the people who are no longer going to be who they are anymore because somebody came in and riddled their school or riddled them with bullets. And we should finally talk about openly and honestly the most dangerous motherfuckers in the United States, angry white men with arsenals, and how they continue to be radicalized over and over and over thanks to people just like Charlie Kirk. I think that would be something worth talking about. So that's what I'm going to do on October 14th. It's going to hurt some people's feelings, and I really don't give a fuck. I don't want that sanitized motherfucker. Give me that raw Charlie Kirk.
I don't know how to put it, but I feel that, some people have redefined what Christianity is. I don't know the one they brought for us in Africa, but I will just tell you for free that the Christianity I grew up with is not exactly what I'm seeing playing out in recent time. I don't see that play out in recent time. A lot of people don't understand the term Christianity and what it really means and how, you need to love one another, okay? Be mindful of each other, okay, as Christ loves the church, okay. But sometimes people preach Christianity and forget about love, kindness, okay, or the fruit of the spirit, okay. They kind of forget about it and just present themselves as holier than thou, and how some of them, it feels like Christ lives in their backyard, because that's exactly what we see play out in recent time. When this person was actually here with us, okay, God rest his soul, and when he was always here and saying some things, okay, something that actually hurt a lot of people. I don't know if you guys have watched the video of Barack Obama responding to everything that he said. He said some things about Misha. He said a lot of things about the 1994, yeah, or 1964 amendment, something like that. Okay, he talked about Martin Luther King. He said so many things that actually, made a lot of people feel like he doesn't even care. And the things he said about women, oh my God, Like, I didn't watch some of these videos until the day of his passing, that a lot of his videos started surfacing online. And you know how the algorithm works. They kind of bring out this person's videos and people were reacting to it and were like, oh, he said something like this. And the day he was just debating with a lot of people. This guy is actually a lot of people say he's a college dropout who, you know, debates with college students. He has Turning Point, right? An organization that does all this debate thing with a lot of students. He goes to different colleges, okay? And it was one of those colleges that that thing happened, right? So this guy has always said something, you know, that hurt people, that make people feel sad, right? See, he might be right in some things he said, which I don't know because I've not seen. Okay, but some of the videos that he made that I've seen so far, okay, I'll be like, are we still talking about the same God that will love people and care for people and not try to make them feel less of themselves? Or we are talking about another form of God? Because see, I'm not here to judge anybody, but the truth remains that we all have to just be truthful at some point, okay? When somebody is doing something wrong, you have to state it. But for those people gaslighting everybody and say, oh, you have to feel some kind of way, you forget that there was a time he was saying some things that doesn't also go well with people. And when people react to it, you try to gaslight them into believing that, oh, he was right and all that. And now you guys are saying, oh, you just have to let it go. Okay, he's here no more. We just have to feel for him because he is. And secondly, because he has kids and he has a wife and all of that. What about other people that this thing has happened to, right? Everybody have just been asking the same question, like same question. What about other people that this thing has happened to? Why are we not even talking about them? Why is everybody mute and just calm and just quiet, as if nothing like this have happened to other people? Plus, he actually said, okay, he said that this is supposed to be happening in order to protect the, what amendment again? The Fourth Amendment or thereabout. He said it with his own words. And I guess that's why everybody like, okay, he doesn't even, he actually, you know, was okay with that, okay, but he never knew was going to happen to him, okay, or, you know, some people just reacted, okay, because of this. A lot of people have lost their job in recent time just because they actually reacted to his passing in a wrong way. If you make videos, your employer might just tell you, you know what, you are going because you have been reported. People were just going all over social media looking for people who made videos against him and start reporting their video. What happened to him was wrong. It was bad. It was really painful, okay? It was an eyesore for me. Like, I wasn't myself the whole day because I don't like seeing such videos, right? So, but the truth still remains that you cannot gaslight people into believing what they already feel within them, what, you know, what they already know, okay, into believing your own truth, okay, when they already know what the truth is for them, right? It's just very open. So people just have to, you know, allow people feel their pain, or react the way they want to, and, you know, feel the way they want to. After all, America is actually a land of free. So people have free speeches like him. He enjoyed free speech and he could say anything without getting dragged, or he might get dragged, but without getting any form of issues because he has the right to say his mind, right? But people trying to gaslight other people into, you know, loving up and all of that, no, it doesn't always work that way. Okay, love is actually earned. Respect is earned. Leadership is earned. All of those things are something you got to earn. And maybe for them, he didn't earn it to them, right? And they just have to react the way they feel like, right? I feel so pain for him and his family, his kids, especially because he have 2 beautiful kids and the wife. I didn't know him so much. I know I just saw one of his videos. One time I reacted to it when he was talking about how the Epstein file has to be released, okay? And all of a sudden he said he's done with the Epstein file. That was just all I know. It was just that day that I got to see lots of his videos everywhere on social media and people reacting to it. It's so painful. Okay, this happened, okay? But yeah, especially when Barack Obama did that video, I was like, okay, for him to actually talk, then it might be true, okay? Because he, I was like, I've not seen those videos, but people who have seen it have actually countlessly dropped them online, react to it, just like this brother reacted to one of it. Okay, but you guys, let me know what your take are in the comment section. Share your take with me, and please consider to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it, and credit to all creators on this video. See you all on my next. Bye guys.